what's up guys, welcome back to Railway Empire, and more specifically the guide for doing the trophy for no espresso, much depresso. So when you joined us last time, we were doing the main lines all the way between Naples and Latina, and they are now all up and running, all good. In fact, the express trains probably need another one. Not another two, I don't know. It could be two. Let's move it up to 4. That seems to be good. Right, so the next task here is to start getting cheese and leather towards Rome. So we're going to come from the 7th and 8th line here. And we're going to run it through that station. And then we're going to run it all the way through this station. Seems a little bit excessive, yes I get, but the idea is to keep these lines free so that the goods can move freely into their designated stations. So it actually doesn't need gridirons on them because it's just going to flow straight through. And it will only need a gridiron at the final station here. And when I do that, it will literally only need 2, because we are going to keep this track separate. This is going to be a goods track. It does seem a little bit excessive, I get that, but you'll understand a little bit later on when the goods actually really do start flowing. You do want these lines to be kept as clear as possible. So we're going to put a new train that goes from Naples to warehouse 4, and it's only going to take cheese, and it needs to take a minimum of 8. Now it's going to say at the minute it's not needed. That's fine. It's also saying something not right with the directions, so let's just look at that. Have we missed something there? Yes, we have, just here at the end. Okay, right. So then the next task will be to get Warehouse 4 connected into Rome. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go, we'll keep the first 2 lines clear, guys, and then what we'll probably do is line number 4 here. So this isn't going to be cheap, of course, like I've said to you previously, this is not cheap, but beneficial. It's really beneficial, making sure that you are running the right lines. And why I want to run the 4 lines is because I want 2 to go directly to Rome, and 2 that will feed Latina and the other city up in the corner. That's why, and I want to keep these running separately as well. These are so this one's going to be a direct supply line to Rome. So just bear with me. So what we're going to do is run through this second station. It's just a matter of waiting for the money to roll in. Now, we're not going to run a gridiron on this line. We'll do it on this end, but not on the Latina end, because this train is just going to power straight through the station all the way down to Rome, where it's going to finish its journey. And what this is going to allow us to do as well is when we get warehouse 5 here, we can feed that in on the same line if we feel the need to, so that we've just got warehouse goods all running down that same line. So if we've got 6 or 8 trains running down that same line, it's absolutely fine. They shouldn't get clogged up because it's only going from the warehouse to Rome. So we go. I want to run straight down there like that. Keep it as cheap as possible, guys, of course. You don't want to be building tunnels and bridges if you don't need to. And then when we come in to this station, we will just do it. We'll have to just do it so that it's coming in on its own 2 lines again. So let's just see that line. Are we happy with that? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. It's a little bit expensive, like I said, but the purpose is there, and you'll see the purpose. It will work. It will work. And no grid irons on that side, like I said, so the trains can just absolutely fly the station. So now we're going to start getting some goods moving. So what you'll see is warehouse 4 to Rome. And we put that as a minimum of 8. Now it's not going to take anything to begin with, simply because there is nothing there. But now you should start seeing that the cheese train will go. There it goes. And then our next task will be to get leather from there to there. Now we could just run it in on that line there, because we've only got a couple of trains going. That would be absolutely fine. What have we got from there? We've got wood, and we've got one train that goes from the warehouse. So we could officially do that, and then what we'll do is see if it's possible. I don't think it's going to be possible to get the 8. Could be possible to get the 8. Let's just see. If we can get the 8 lines in, we can run that train through. Yes. So that will just allow us then to run a new rail line from there. And we'll guide it so it goes down here, because we don't want to overflow the other lines, like what I've said to you before. And then it goes down there, and that should then automatically go all the way to the warehouse, because it's got no grid irons, making it a smooth transition all the way. And that's only because we can't actually get any more lines on this warehouse, which is really annoying. I did want to keep the lines separate, so we're going to go just leather, and we'll put 2 trains on that because it's quite the distance, and we could officially probably put two trains for cheese as well. It just depends on how quick we're making the cheese. So where is our cheese train? Yeah, let's edit that to be 2 trains, and then we can increase the amount of cheese we're making. That's not an issue. And we should find now that our first train is on its way to Rome, and it's got nothing blocking it at all, guys. It's on its way. Now, of course, the other thing we want to do is make sure that our other cities are growing too, because we do want more goods going to them, but we want to have a backlog of money before we start going, oh, let's get other goods moving. But what I probably will do here is when we run our next train through to Chechnya, we will have it 4 lines coming in and 4 gridirons, and then on the exit we'll do 4 lines as well, so that the trains have got the opportunity to go through the 4 lines and not block up at the city. So we've got leather on the way now. So let's upgrade the cheese. And that probably means we also need a second cheese train. Milk train. We might even need to upgrade that as well, so we'll do that as well. So that's our million almost gone very, very quickly, but we are going to start making some serious money now, guys. We shouldn't have too much of an issue. What have we got here? Small breakdown, that's fine. And what we'll do here, guys, is we'll put I think we've already got a maintenance depot there. We have. Brilliant. At all. So the next task will be to get our warehouse 4 to not even sure why I put a gridiron on. Why am I even putting gridirons there? Don't need them there. We'll need them going into Latina though. And it will only be 2. And then all the way. Continue going all the way. It's not cheap, of course, like I've said this to you before, not cheap. We are making the money, so it's good now. 315. But at this rate, then we can start getting other goods supplied to our other cities. And once goods start getting supplied to the cities, we can then go, right, we'll start saving then for our next businesses. Now we're going to go with 4 gridirons here. But only the 2 gridirons on this city. Because the idea will be then we run that all the way through. and that just gives us the freedom to have the train stopping on any of the 4 lines as they pass through. This city, through Rome, on its way to Chechnya. Marry up with that. Choice of tracks as it comes in. Beautiful. And yeah, we'll go with the 4 gridirons here, and that's not going to hurt. Okay, right, so we've now got the option to I think we might have to upgrade our leather as well at some point. We'll put the maintenance depot there. Let's upgrade that now to 2 trains, so it's got piggies and stuff going in. Warehouse 4, what have we got there? So the goods are on the way. Now let's get a new rail line that goes from there. What is going on there? We not put the tracks in. Let's just see that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So warehouse 4 down this track. Oh, what have I done? Can't believe I didn't finish that properly. Okay, and then a new one that goes from warehouse 4. It's a fair old distance, guys. Yes, I get that. Why are they waiting on goods? I thought they needed. Oh, they'll be waiting on it because they haven't got any cheese coming in yet. So the next task, let's upgrade the cheese factory again. Ooh, 907,000. Or let's put a 3rd train on there and just have a look at our cheese production, our milk production. Let's go for it. Let's up the cheese production, up the milk production, and we should start seeing a good amount of cheese being made, which will be absolutely banging. And then we can put a 3rd train on once that cheese actually starts really being produced. Let's see how our leather is doing as well. So I think we need a third train on with leather. And that's good. Brilliant, right. So we've now got a really strong infrastructure in place, guys. Trains should be on their way. Come on, give me cheese. Put out as much cheese as it's making, and hopefully now we'll start seeing a bit more. I do want to level that up again, so I'm going to level it up again. Yeah, that should really make a difference, that. We're starting to store cheese again. Brilliant, right. Let's see how that's doing. That's fine now. That is up to pretty much maximum capacity. Okay, good. good. And once we start seeing Latina grow, which it's at 85% now, I think olive oil needs to be leveled up again. We're not making enough olive oil, and we're not making enough That's going to need 3 trains now. Now, is it we're not making enough olive oil, or we're not getting enough? Olives. We're not getting enough olives. No, we are getting enough olives. I think we could probably up that to 6 trains. to 2. Put that to 2 potentially. Starting to see cheese coming now, guys, so that is nice. And we can see that we've got 8 stored, 6 on the way. Brilliant. Okay, so let's see what else we need to be bringing to the table. I think we need to just run some wheat into here. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to run that in on the express line. It is only one train. It's not going to cause too much of an issue. Keep one good train running between them then. Okay, that's good. So we now need to look at fruit and that one as well. Let's just do our research. So how much is that going to cost to purchase? Yeah, let's get that. And we're going to come in via this station here. We're not really too bothered about olives, I wouldn't think. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. We need to be doing it kind of like that way, I think. Keep an eye on the contours. It might be that we have to kind of run it around the mountain. And hopefully it's not. As expensive as it looks like it's going to be. That's not too bad. I think at some point we're going to have to kind of accept the fact that yes, so it's 3552 there. That's not too bad. So we'll purchase that. See if we can get it down this mountain now. At a half decent cost. I don't think we need these olives. So, yeah, let's go in. It's not a cheap line, but we did expect that it wasn't going to be a cheap line, didn't we? We did say that was never going to be a cheap line. Can we get it all the way back as a double line? No. Why would we be able to do that? Can we get a double line through the mountain? Yes, we can. But this in turn is also going to supply two goods. Oh, absolutely beautiful. We can do it all the way. Double line all the way. With a, let's do a third track that just goes through the station. Let's get a train running. Ooh, Latina's grown as well. So Latina now needs grappa. Which now means it's going to need more wood. Potentially more grapes as well, but we'll cross that bridge. We're still not even making enough wine. Do we put that to 3 trains? Right, so we go back to here and we go fruit now. And then I think we immediately kind of go, well, we need 3 trains running on this because that's quite the distance. So we want a constant supply of trains. So in fact, we'll go 4. We'll go 4 trains with that. And we'll level it up once as well, so that it's got a good constant supply of fruit coming. And then, of course, the next commodity we need will be the marble. So this is what I'm saying, guys. It's like, it's not quick at all. It's really, really just a very slow burner. But once you start getting moving, it's not entirely bad. You've just got to get it to the position where you can. Is that worth having? Not at that price, it's not. So all we need to do is connect it up with that fruit and veg, with that fruit. So as cheap as sort of possible. Cheap as possible, please, game. Oof. Sod it. There we go. We're double lined, all connected. Bish bash bosh. And then we'll go with probably just 2 trains doing that for now. We'll see if we need more later. And then what we need to do, of course, is just you know, check our trains. Do we need more? Do we need less running? Let's see, do we need more running with wood? Not by the looks of it. Do we need more grapes? I would potentially say yes. So that's something then we can also look at. Maybe not, because there is two trains running on it, so yeah, so we're all right there, guys. We're all right. We can look at Rome now. Let's have a look at Rome and see. So we've got 100% wood. In fact, everything but wine is 100% there. And then you've got cheese. Cheese is on the rise now, so cheese is on the way. Not a problem. Grappa, we're probably going to need to see a lot of that coming through. Let's get fashion there now. And I think we're going to really need to see a massive push in upgrading the fabrics and dresses. I think that's going to be a big need. So that's going to be we'll probably have to upgrade this again. Although we're doing all right. Let's upgrade that again. And that will probably instantly put the need for more. Let's see if this instantly fills up and goes. that's on the way, so that's just unloaded. That's instantly filled. So let's now go, let's put another train on there and see what happens with that. And then of course we're going to see that dresses are going to be made as well. So good stuff. What have we got here that's got no need? Now, are we not getting enough leather being produced? Is that why that is? Are we not getting enough pigs? So let's increase that to 3 trains and see if that makes any difference. Because I mean, officially they don't make enough money as it is. How's our cheese? Cheese is still let's just see what we've got. Warehouse to Naples. Well, let's increase that to 2 trains now. There we go, that makes a difference. And what about our trains going from there to there? Should we increase that? How's our warehouse actually looking in regards to goods? Yeah, not great. Not great. Rome. Let's just check our... So we need to increase wine. Definitely need to increase production of wine and grappa. Dresses, we should see that coming very soon. And then we need to start looking further afield now for tools, glassware and stuff like that. So that is our next sort of tasks. So tools could be produced in potentially Naples. We need to get steel somewhere first though. So steel is a big thing. Now do we do that in Incernia, because we've got that there, and we could, it'd be a fair old way to get it moving, but we could get that over to wherever, if that's what we decide to kind of do. And then Incernia could do a very simple, it would go through that, down there and into the warehouse that way. That would be, if we decide to put something there, I mean, it depends on what we decide to do. Steel be ideal there, and then we've got to look at how we distribute the steel. Benevito, could put 2 stations here, one going to Benevito through to Naples, and then Incernia through to San Servo and Fog. Yeah. I think that is a plan. So I think that is an ideal place for... Look at the state of it. Such a bad location, that city. 1.4 million. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, but that also allows us now to get a new rail line that goes from the warehouse, because we're following this line here. This is our warehouse line, isn't it? All the way through. Yes, 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 yes. That's because I've not put any gridirons or anything like that in as of yet. And we'll double check that train just to make sure it's running correctly in a momento. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll look at buying that wheat. Oh my god. Wow. No, we won't. So that will be steel. That will be a steel. Once we get it growing, that could be for steel. There's also not saying we couldn't just run from warehouse 2 up there as well, just as a little kind of bonus. Well, it's already growing, so that's a bonus, I suppose. Not bad. Not bad, guys, at all. Like I said to you guys, this is not easy. It's not a quick task at all. This is not a quick job. Not a quick trophy in any sense of the word. So we need Naples and Benevento both to grow kind of now as well. I think we're going to have to upgrade our wine here. Where's our is that it? It's taking one wine. Let's edit that, right? Let's go. It can take cheese. Okay. We're going for it, guys. We're gonna have 2 train stations here. Never thought I'd see that day. Now this one's going to head down to San Servo, and I think we're going to go via fruit and veg, and of course coal, because we are going to be making some steel here. Very expensive to make cheese. Let's upgrade that as well. Are we not getting enough wood? Let's just check Rome's progression now. So wine is up to 70%, cheese is up to 70%, grappa is still poor, which we knew it was going to be until we kind of upgrade that. Dresses are still 0, but we're getting there with the rest of it now. We're getting there. Now we're starting to see some cloth backing up a little bit. That's good. Right. So I knew it was probably only a 2-train jobby. So let's look at now getting. Oh, what is that? Planned. Oh, it's that. Oh, yeah. God, it's not cheap at all, is it? So the thing is, I don't want to take out another bond. It's very nice to say, oh, we can take 25 million out, but you look at 6.5%. Interest rate, you're looking at quite a bit of money there, so it's probably easier at this stage to just allow just allow us to earn the money. We're not in any rush, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep saving some money for a moment. Okay, so I've now got all these lines running to Incernia from Benevento. All I've done is extended the lines. It did cost me about 2 million. So just be aware of that. It's quite an expensive line, but now it's in place, it's all good, and I've got another 2 million back. Money is absolutely rocking and rolling now, and we haven't taken out another loan, which is good. Yeah, so let's just check the Rome progress. So wine is now much better. Cheese we probably need to upgrade cheese again, and grappa, we probably need to upgrade that again at some point. Dresses, we'll probably have to upgrade that as well. But they are for when money is much better. That's warehouse. This one here is the goods lines. So the goods lines aren't full at the minute, which is okay. You know, we're not losing money. So the next task is what we need to be thinking about is Insurnia is going to grow soon. So let's look at steel. And then once we've got the steel being produced here, that will be the end of this part as well. So let's try and cut it so it goes, because you can see there's like a ridge there. Me not likey. All these bridges and tunnels. Let's see. Yeah, that's even worse, isn't it? Oh dear, oh my god. Okay, right, let's rethink that one. Certainly don't like that, but hey, if that's the way we've got to play, that's the way we've got to play. That's not much better. Okay, right, well let's run it down the side of this ridge here. City. Yeah, that's a very expensive line of guys, but is it going to work? That's the other question. Is it going to work? Is it going to allow us to do that? Let's see. Of course, why would it let us do that? You know, this. Find another way. Problem is, it's where the city actually is doesn't really help the situation. Is that going to work? Yeah, it's going to let us, so do you know what? We're going to go for it. Let's just spend that money and get all 6 lines running. Just do it, and then we can figure that out after. Okay, right. Like I said, next job. Oh, we haven't got veg in yet. Do you know we haven't got veg in? We should put some veg in. Well, that would help. That would really help. And we can run that in through. Oh my god, I don't like this. Why is everything on a tunnel? Such a bad map. Such a bad map. Certainly challenging anyway. We'll put a maintenance depot up there. No, we not, because we haven't got the goods. We have got the goods. How much is that going to cost us to purchase? 1 million. I don't want it that much. 2 trains it is, right? Just check our wood over here. Yeah, that's making enough. Grappa's starting to get made, as is wine. Very, very good. I've only got 1 train running on that. How's our warehouse looking? Looking solid. Looking solid now, guys. We've got a good selection of goods in there. Well, not a good selection of goods, but we've got goods in there, and that's what really kind of matters. Naples needs to grow. So veg, olive oil. We could run a single train that goes all the way from Rome down our middle track here, because it's goods. All the way down our middle track, guys. That's the only track it's going to go on. That's not confusing. Not confusing at all. I think we're on the right train all the way there. Probably 2 trains, and all we want to take is do we want to send cheese back? Comes back empty. Come back. It can come back with post, and yeah. Right, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Because we want to be using the warehouse, don't we? That's what we've put it there for. And we can up that to 2 trains. That won't hurt now. Right. As soon as Incernia grows, we can put steel there. So disgusting. 1 million to get to there. Jesus Christ, game. Really? You want to charge me 1 million? Oh my god. Oh, I'd quite happily weave it if absolutely necessary. Fancy spending that much money just for one train line, really. It's a bit better. Not much better, but it's a bit better. We'll stick with it. We'll stick with the setup we've got. And what we're going to do here is warehouse for the first two, goods for the middle two, express for the outside two, as we have been doing. Now, realistically, where do we warehouse? Do we not warehouse? Can we warehouse here? There's no real point, is there? What we do need to look at is steel. So what we could do is milk to that warehouse as well now. And then once we've got that milk in, we can then run steel all the way as well. Pretty much, not steel, but whatever that commodity is to make the steel. We can then look at getting a train line doing the right jobby. So let's get milk in this warehouse, and what we'll do of course is put no milk going to Latina. Hold on, going to Naples. So we need to figure out a way to get from there using this line. Oh, we could probably just cut across into the warehouse line. Yeah, that would probably work, guys. Steel's going to be our commodity there. Good stuff. I wonder how much this milk cost us. Let's put 3 trains on that as well. So we've now got milk being supplied too, and then being that we've already purchased these two, we know we can start making profit off these. And that just needs to run through our milk. And then from milk it can carry on going down. And cut off over here somewhere. Don't mind if it's got to wind a little bit. Yeah. That would have been alright, that. Yeah, because that's nice and cheap, isn't it? But it will work. That's the thing, it will work. Now, we're probably okay just doing that. As long as we can kind of get this coming back out the other side, we're going to have to... Oh, brilliant. Right, it was only 100,000, so we can deal with that. And that now allows us to run a couple of trains all the way from there over to there. That is a hell of a long way to go. Let's put a what have we got going on here? Get out of it. Game sometimes. That puts one through the grapes, and we'll do one through the veg as well. Just to help free up the light a little bit. And why not just do one through the milk as well. And that way we're covered on all the bases and all the stations are running smoothly. Right, brilliant. Okay, so we've now got steel being produced in Cernia. Benevito and Naples are both growing, so that is fantastic. So guys, join me in the next part where we will look at now getting more goods being produced, tools and whatever else we can. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.